See, that's why you gotta wear good gear all the time. See, that was my head right into the dirt. Got distracted looking at those rocks. That's what you call catching an edge.
Another by request video, this time on riding gear. I first thought, well, my riding gear is pretty shabby. I don't have much to talk about, but the more I thought about it, there are a couple products that stand out that you may want to consider. And another question I get is, why do you always wear that open face helmet? I even wear this thing on the BMW R1150 RT street bike. It's got such great wind protection. I just can't stand the being enclosed inside of one of these full face helmets, and I really need a good visor to block the sun. I want the fresh air, and as far as goggles go, I'll keep the goggles on the bike, but when I'm riding by myself primarily, I'll instead use sunglasses. A nice pair of polarized sunglasses, not too expensive because you're going to bust them or lose them anyways, but especially on low light days like today, or dawn or dusk kind of riding, pick up a pair of these Target glasses. Make great riding glasses, I've found. Anything you can do to reduce eye strain, ear strain, and wind buffeting will really help you with long distance riding. So that reminds me, you should bring your earplugs and wear those as well. Another reason I find the open face helmet actually quieter than the closed helmet. There's something that just echoey, rattly, noisy inside those closed-faced helmets. I just find these full-face helmets kind of heavy and just a noisy, echoey chamber, and it steams up in here really quick. You got to keep it cracked to get the airflow, and the dust still gets inside of them. Much prefer an open-face helmet. Maybe if I had a little better quality fully enclosed helmet, I might like it better, but still prefer the open face. First, I want to talk about gear when I'm out riding the 350 on really nasty single track. You want all your gear on all the time, and that includes a good pair of knee braces, Astric knee braces. I don't use these on the 500 when I'm adventure riding, but when you're out trail riding, highly recommend a pair of knee braces. If you've blown your knees out before, you know what I mean. The trick with these knee braces is to get them mounted above your calf. Otherwise, they'll slide down and just cause you a tremendous amount of pain. But that's only for gnarly trail riding. Also for trail riding, a full set of heavy-duty motocross boots to protect the weight of the bike from smashing your feet. Now, when I'm adventuring on the 500, I found these Pro Forma boots to be a great deal, a good looking and very, very comfortable boot. I highly recommend these Forma boots for adventure riding. I'm not too convinced about their crash worthiness, but very comfortable. You can even get some hiking in with these things. You can live in those boots all day long, all week long. When I'm out adventure riding, I'll only bring those boots and a pair of sandals, and that's it for shoes. These Sadiki boots, I wouldn't recommend them. These things, the soles keep coming out of them and causing problems. Any old pair of motocross riding gloves are fine. I don't find that I need any heavier, dutier gloves. With your bark busters on and grip heaters, you can just stick with the lighter weight gloves. One of my favorite gloves for off-road riding is still these mechanics gloves. They're not motorcycle gloves at all, but I really enjoy these mechanics gloves off-road. Great feel to them. So riding around on the trails, you learn right away one of your big enemies is the heat, staying cool. That's why I really enjoy ventilated riding gear. And for that, I really recommend these Klim Mojave pants. Highly ventilated, decent protection, very heavy duty Klim Mojave riding pants. Great for the hot weather. For general adventure riding, just get any old jacket that's got a reasonable amount of padding and ventilation.
then when you're going to go on a long adventure, you know at some point the weather's going to change, so bring one heavy jacket. This is by Built, and I found these inexpensive Built heavy-duty jackets to be a great value. They've got a liner that you can unzip here, and what you want the big jacket to do on a long trip in an effort to travel light is you need it to do at least 3 things at once. So not only is it a jacket for cold weather riding, but the liner you can use around camp for additional warmth there. The jacket itself, you got your 20-degree sleeping bag, but you know by the time the temperature hits 32 degrees, it's going to start getting pretty uncomfortable. So if you take this whole jacket, throw it over the top of you, boom, problem solved, you're going to sleep tight. If it's a warm night, you just roll this jacket up and use it as an extra pillow. And during the day, fill up all these pockets with gear and use them for additional storage in your travels. And that justifies bringing around the weight of a heavy-duty jacket on your long-range adventuring. Like I said, my riding gear is pretty shabby, but another inexpensive alternative for local riding, adventure riding, or street riding is to get an oversized pair of riding pants and just slip them over the pants that you're wearing that day. And the other product that I really like for both trail riding and adventure riding is this Ogio flight vest with the CamelBak water pack built into the back of it. Loads of storage space. These great big pockets in here, you can get all your tire changing gear in. Or you could get your big 24-ounce beer towards the end of the day. And if you ride like the wind to camp, it may still be cold by the time you get there. But if you start adding a lot of tire changing gear in here, the weight starts getting to be too much and will give you back pain pretty soon. So I would recommend something like a Giant Loop Mojave bag on the back of your bike to start putting some of that heavier gear, or a set of tank panniers works good on an adventure bike to put your tire irons and your slime and that sort of thing into. Keep this a little bit lighter weight and just for essentials. Another very critical piece of riding gear is some kind of ELT emergency locator beacon. I highly recommend strapping it on you instead of on your bike in case you get separated from your bike in a crash, which is probably going to be the case. So that's a look at some of my shabby riding gear, but these are a couple of the products that really stand out that I would highly recommend. The Klim Mojave pants, especially for hot weather. The Ogio flight vest, CamelBak, some kind of an ELT personal locator. This is the Spot Gen 3. The Adventure Pro Forma riding boots, very, very comfortable. And Shoei open face helmet, or any of the quality open face helmets available on the market today. Finally, I've tipped the thing over, dumped it. The last 5 miles coming to home on my all too familiar rocky uphill thing. Whammo. Well, I'm glad I finally got that out of the way.